Aloha, my kako. This is Oracle of the Golden Spiral. Today we're going to be doing a reading for Leo. Leo placements. What do we have for Leo, please? Leo placements. What do we have for our Leo subscribers? Leo. What do we have for Leo? My messages have no dates, therefore when they find you, that's when the message is yours. You have the Chariot, the Eight of Wands, Death, Ace of Swords, Ten of Pentacles, Judgment, and the Star. What is this again? Sorry. Okay. This almost feels as if, I don't know, the universe is working with you though. Maybe it's bringing in something that it's almost, it's kind of like, you know, when you like put in to pre-qualify for something and then you forget about it and all of a sudden it just comes back at you and you're like, oh, I totally forgot I did this. What do you mean? I won? Like, it's just, or I got it, or, you you go to apply for the job and it's been a long time and you think, oh, you definitely didn't get it. And what ends up happening is it got put on the back burner. They had to have a couple meetings with the people that weren't there. Something holds it up and all of a sudden it's almost as if it appears out of nowhere. It may not feel like that when it presents itself. It's almost as if like you have this. Can I have one for the Ace of Swords, please? I get this distinct feeling of like returning to a King of Cups. Like returning to a, can I get one for the Star? Returning to, there's like a return to feeling, like a, something that was forgotten or put aside, or Seven of Swords. Yeah, it's asking you to have clarity about your dreams. What is it that you, it's like a truth that you had prior. A truth prior that somehow we've, so much has happened. Maybe you've been incredibly busy and moving towards something, making changes in your life, it was your dream or your truth or what have you, and somewhere along the way things got modified, or you were so, kind of like tunnel vision, heading in a direction, and somehow this got like lost along the side, like lost along the way. But when you really, it's funny because it's almost as if it shows up out of nowhere and all of a sudden you're like, oh yeah, that's something that that's something I wanted, or something that was important, or there's this sense of like, it's like it's so part of you, and yet there's like this epiphany, like, oh yeah. It's like when you get that, when you, it's like the feeling of being somewhere, you're sitting there having, eating a meal with someone at a restaurant, all of a sudden you, like, your heart drops and you have this, like, it comes back to you all at once, that you, when they called you to say, hey, do you want to go grab something to eat? You had the oven on because you were going to heat up a pizza or something, and like all of a sudden you're like, wait, my oven at home is on, but in a good way. It's like when it presents itself to you, it's not like that horrible feeling of realizing you've left the stove on at home. It's like the complete opposite, but yet that same impulse of surprise. I really feel like it has something to do with a dream. It's like maybe you were just heading in a direction, doing work, living with the day to day, trying to accomplish things, trying to do things, and out of just somehow out of the blue, sorry, all of a sudden and out of the blue, that's what all of the blue was. It, something you were working towards just kind of represents itself, and instantly you remember how much it meant, and you can't believe that it's in front of you. Why is this important? Why is this important? It's like something that was elusive, and yeah, well, here's that tower energy. Why is this important? Why the tower? Why is this important? Four of Cups. Why is this important? Why can't I grab this? Why can't I? Oh, maybe you're different. Maybe this isn't what you want anymore. I don't know. I'm not committed to that. Like, it doesn't connect. I'm not feeling that connect for me. One more, please. Knight of Wands. Yeah, maybe it's not what you want anymore. You're off on this new journey. You're just trying to live the day to day. Like it's almost as if you've headed off in another direction, and it seems so amazing. It's like, oh, it's here, and now what do I do? Because I'm already heading, 60 degrees west in another direction. And you might have to give that some thought and make a decision on which actual way are you heading. I do get a feeling like I'm not committed to it's not for you anymore. Maybe because what I'm feeling now is like, if whatever this is can be taken with you, then sure, you're in for it. But if not, maybe that's what that missed opportunity is. Tell me about the Death card, please. Tell me about the Death card. I almost feel embarrassed that I didn't ask about this before, but it just kind of headed off in its own direction, and I just kind of went with it. Tell me about the Death card. Tell me about the Death card, please, for Leo. Leo energy. Tell me about the Death card for Leo, please. One card. Thank you. Three of Swords. Three of Swords, what? Oh, sheesh. Three of Swords, what? Three of Swords, the Emperor. Okay, give me a second. I'm so sorry. Let's start this. Let's do this. Sorry, I just need to see this. One more for this Ace of Cups, please. I mean, the Ace of Cups, the Ace of Swords. It's like you've overcome, there was something that you wanted and it hurt. It caused challenge, and I'm getting challenge and strife. but you've overcome that. But to overcome it, it's like we've been just trying to get through the day to day. Like, it's almost like it began as a, yeah, I can't wallow in it, feel too much about it. Like, I gotta kind of, I have these emotions, but I'm putting them to the side to deal with what I need to deal with, right? That was the logical move. The only way to get through was to do that. Then it was like it started off as the only way to get through it was to deal with it that way. But you headed off in the direction and you just kept going day by day by day by day. And you've ended up so much further off in one direction, which now connects back to the beginning, which is, you know, you're in the process of creating. You didn't realize it at the time. It was more of a survival mechanism, but now you're in the process of creating, you know, your happiness stability wise. And it was like you were forced to make decisions to that effect prior, but now it's like that is the choice, that is the decision. So something is going to come, and it could be, I mean, it could be different for each of you, but there's, you know, two reasons those things come in. Either to show us how far we've come, right, as a test to of what growth and learning we've accomplished, for us to say no. Or I do still get this, like, it's everything I wanted and yet not the right time, or not, it doesn't fit now, or it's, you know, but I feel like the universe is telling you, observe, in Seven of Swords is somewhat of a strategy card too, right? But it's like, its appearance is there for a reason. And I feel like the advice is to investigate your dream, because I think at first, what this is telling me is that at first glance, right, we've done the healing and there's some strategy involved. It's going to appear out of nowhere. What we wanted but couldn't have, which has sent us off on this survival and yet journey of experience, hope, everything that gives us growth and development and success for ourselves. But it's like your first reaction, your first gut reaction to, it's like the universe is telling you your first gut reaction to this coming in may be, it's saying take a closer look, give it some time to analyze it, because your first gut reaction may not be ultimately what you decide, or I don't want to say what's best for your path, but like there's going to be some investigativeness, or some, is that a word? Is that a word? Or some insight that has to be, we have to take a closer look at it, to see if it fits within this new structure of your life, of, you know, that 10 of Pentacles that you're trying to build, that you didn't intend to start off building, but that inevitably happened as you sought to deal with it. There's an incredible, this is like future, why this is because this, but this is kind of like also that overcoming of this, right? And that's what the focus had been. It still is to some degree, but now we've actually made gains in that department. So something's coming. But the universe is asking you to take a look at what that may mean in the larger picture, because the picture has changed. So take a look at it, and it may very well be that your first initial reaction isn't what you end up going with coming forward. That's why Judgment's here. Okay, Leo, that is what I have for you. Thank you so much for your time and sharing your energy with me. And as always, mahalo.